my beloved child. Be at peace and listen. I have not come to teach you something new, but to remind you of what you have known from the beginning. You were born of love, and that love is still flowing within you every second, every heartbeat, every breath. You do not need to search far to find me. You only need to be still and realize that I have never left. Everything you are living, no matter how small, rests within the embrace of goodness. Believe, love, and walk in goodness, for in every small act, you are standing within the current of my blessing, and I will bring to completion the good work I have begun in you, my child. So often you think I work only through great things, through radiant miracles, through awe-inspiring moments that shake the human heart. But no, my dear one, I am also present in the glance you give, in the way you listen to someone in pain, in the moment you choose silence over judgment. It is there that I am working, not in the noise of the world, but in the quiet rhythms of love that you sow each day. You think you are merely living, but in truth, you are weaving with me the fabric of goodness upon the earth. When you smile at someone without expecting anything in return, you are extending threads of blessing into the air around you. When you forgive the one who hurt you, you open a door for my light to pour forth. When you take the hand of one who is weak, you are carrying me to them. Each act is like a drop of water, and these drops together form a river, and that river, my child, is the stream of blessing that flows through your life. Do not think the small things are meaningless. Nothing is small in my hands. No word spoken in love ever falls into nothingness. Every act of goodness you do, though unseen by the world, is recorded in eternity. For I do not count deeds by size, I count by heart. I do not look at outcomes, I look at motives. When you do what is right, though no one sees, you are shaking the heavens. And when you choose love instead of anger, faith instead of fear, movement instead of stagnation, that is when you are walking with me in the very work of heaven. Believe, my child, for faith is the breath of the soul. When you believe, you allow me to do my part. Many times you grow weary from trying to control, from thinking you must understand everything. But goodness does not need to be understood, it needs to be lived. You do not need to see the whole painting. You only need to trust that the hand painting it is mine, and that hand has never trembled. There will be days when everything feels against you, when every effort seems in vain. You pray, you wait, and still nothing appears to move. I know, and I am there. You think my silence is emptiness, but truly it is the space where I am planting seeds. I do not sleep. I do not forget. I only wait for the right season, for the good work I have begun in you. I will complete not early, not late, but right on time, my child. I know there are moments when your heart trembles. You look around and see more darkness than light, deceit seeming to prevail, goodness forgotten. But do not fear. The seed of goodness never dies in the soil. It is only buried that it may grow. When you continue to love, continue to believe, continue to choose the good, you are watering that seed with your faithfulness. And soon, you will see it sprout not in brilliance, but in quietness. I want you to learn to live slowly in love and steadfastly in faith. For goodness does not grow in haste, but in patience. Do not wait for miracles, be one. When you choose what is right even when no one understands, that is a miracle. When you keep your heart pure in a noisy world, that is a miracle. When you remain gentle though wounded, that is a miracle. And I am within each of those miracles, not through power, but through presence. Believe in the process. For everything that happens is part of the unfolding of love. I have never begun a work I did not intend to finish. You do not need to fear losing your way. You only need to keep your heart true, and the way will open. You do not need to run fast. You only need to walk right. A small step in the right direction is still a step of heaven. And when you are weary, rest in me. I do not ask you to be strong. I ask you to be real. You do not need to strain to prove your faith. Just breathe to remember that I am still here. When you breathe in peace, I am doing the rest. When you stop, I continue to move. When you are silent, I act. For I am the one who never ceases to work in goodness, and you are the soil where that goodness grows. So, my child, believe, love, and walk in goodness, even if you cannot yet see the end. Every step you take, I walk beside you. Every seed you plant, I am tending. Every act of love, I am multiplying in silence. And one day, you will look back and understand not one act done in love was ever wasted. Not one prayer ever lost. Not one sacrifice ever forgotten. For I, the one who began the good work in you, will complete it in the beauty of perfect timing, in the light of grace, and in the everlasting arms of love. My child, listen closely, for now, I am not only comforting you, I am declaring what belongs to you, what I placed within your soul before the world was formed. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You are heaven's idea breathed into this moment to bring light to where the world believed it had gone out. You do not live merely to survive. You live to shine. You are a witness of goodness, a river of blessing, and living proof that I am still at work in this world. Do not look at yourself through limited eyes. I tell you, you are a masterpiece that has never been mistaken. Everything you carry, both your weakness and your strength, is part of the great painting I am completing. You see yourself lacking, but I see you being refined. You see yourself slow, but I see you right on rhythm. I do not look at you through your flaws. I look at you through your potential. You are in the middle of becoming, and no one can stop the process I have begun in you. My child, I placed within you a flame not to burn others, but to illuminate. It is the flame of goodness, of faith, of kindness, and of love that never tires. The world may try to smother it, but it cannot be extinguished. For it does not come from you, it comes from me. When you do good, that flame burns brighter. When you forgive, it blazes. When you walk forward even without seeing the road, it radiates. Do not underestimate the light within you, for that light is the weapon I have given you to push back darkness. I declare this over you: you are not a beggar of blessing. You are a bearer of it. You were not born to run from evil, but to prove that goodness still prevails. Every time you choose love, heaven draws closer to earth. Every time you choose faith, you shake the power of fear. Every time you walk in goodness, you walk with me, and no power can stop one who walks with heaven. Remember this. My child, blessing is a river that flows one way from me, through you, to the world. Do not try to keep blessings for yourself, for blessings hoarded will dry up, but blessings shared will multiply. Each time you give in love, the current grows stronger. When you smile on a heavy day, a door of heaven opens. When you pause to listen to another, you become a place where I speak. When you choose gentleness in anger, you defeat the enemy without a sword. I see in your heart things you have not yet dared to believe about yourself. You still think you are small, weak, unworthy, but I tell you, you are strong in the places unseen. Your strength is not in your voice, but in your steadfastness. not in fame, but in kindness, not in noise, but in presence. I do not need you to do much. I need you to do true. For what is true carries a spiritual weight that the false never will. I have chosen you to stand at the meeting point of two streams, the water from heaven and the thirst of the world. Where they meet, goodness is born. Do not fear being drained, for the river of blessing never ends. You only run dry when you close, but when you open your heart, your love, your trust, the flow returns. This is heaven's law. Those who hoard lose, those who give abound. And you, my chosen one, are called to live by that law, to be a flow, not a reservoir. I declare this: no step you take is meaningless, no day is wasted, no act of goodness is forgotten. Everything you do in love bears the mark of eternity. When you act in compassion, you are writing spiritual history, even if no one records it. When you choose goodness in silence, angels take note. When you rise after falling, heaven rejoices. And when you lift your eyes in faith through the night, I smile. Lift up your head, my child. I do not want you to keep bowing under guilt. You have been washed. You have been made new. Look straight into the light within you, for that light is me. When you know who you are in me, the world will no longer frighten you, not because you are strong, but because you understand I am in you, and where I dwell, goodness wins. I call you the bearer of dawn, for through you I will help many souls find light again. Do not fear being misunderstood. Do not grow weary when you are not recognized. Know that your work is not to be praised, but to plant light. You do not need the spotlight, for you are the lamp. You do not need an audience, for heaven already sees, and true light does not need recognition to shine. I declare this: my beloved, the goodness I began in you will not be interrupted, though times may change and people may turn, for I am not writing your story with the pen of time, but with the finger of eternity. And eternity does not know failure. So rise, lift your head, and walk. You do not need to understand everything, nor see everything. Only believe that every step you take in love is a step I fulfill in blessing. Walk as one sent, but stay humble. Live as one chosen, but remain gentle. Believe as one who has stumbled, but has been held. For you are the proof that my light cannot be extinguished. My child, this is my decree: you will not fall in the trial. You will not lose your way in the dark. You will not lose what I have placed within you. For I, the beginning, will also be the completion. And the goodness in you will not merely live, it will multiply, expand, and endure forever. Remember this: my child, light is not only for seeing, it is for living. Light does not descend only to expose darkness, but to teach the soul how to walk through it. When light enters, nothing old remains unchanged. Likewise, when I enter your life, all that was old is reshaped by love and discipline. Discipline is not a burden, it is the golden frame that keeps the soul from shattering in the current of life. Do not fear the discipline of love, for it is the cord that keeps the lamp from going out in strong winds. Those who live under discipline are not confined, they are guided. You are not made to run aimlessly, but to walk with purpose, and that purpose is not glory, nor victory, it is goodness. When you choose goodness above gain, you are living as one who moves to heaven's rhythm. My beloved child, at times I allow you to walk through seasons of silence, not because I am far, but because I am refining you. No gold is made without fire. No light shines without first passing through night, and no soul gains depth without being tested. See every difficulty as an invitation. When life shakes you, do not only ask, why? Ask instead, what is being built within me, for every trial carries a lesson, and every lesson holds a fragment of light. Learn to choose what is right, even when no one else does. For goodness does not need a crowd, it needs courage. There will be moments when you must walk against the current, not because you want to be different, but because you want to be true. The world easily dissolves into sameness, but those who belong to me must know how to keep the crystal of their soul clear. Live among people without losing the essence of love within you. Do good without seeking to be noticed. For true goodness does not need a stage, it shines quietly in secret places. I want you to learn to speak with light, to let your words not only be right, but gentle. There are truths that can be hard, yet light never blinds. Truth without love is a sharp blade, but truth spoken through kindness opens the way for transformation. Let your words be like cool water, not cold, not boiling, but warm enough for the thirsty to drink. Do not think that living in goodness is weakness. The strength of the righteous is the strength of constancy. A seed may be trampled underfoot, but it still grows, because it knows where it belongs. Your true strength does not come from reacting, but from continuing to live rightly when no one sees. That is the power of those who dwell in light. You do not need to shout. Your pure presence alone makes the darkness realize its smallness. Practice listening before you speak, and seeing beyond what the eyes can see. Those who carry light do not react hastily, they respond with understanding. They know that a moment's anger is never worth losing eternal peace. They choose love, not because it is easy, but because it is the only road that never ends. They do not win by argument, but by quietness. Let your heart become the place where peace begins, for from that peace all goodness will spread. Do not wait for the world to be calm before your heart can rest. Let your heart be calm, and the world around you will begin to change. Peace is not a reward, it is the foundation. When you live from that foundation, everything else will find its place. I do not ask you to be perfect, I ask you to be faithful. Faithfulness in small things is the ground of great things. When you do well in what no one sees, I will entrust you with what many will witness. Faithfulness turns the ordinary into holy. A single drop of water, falling again and again, can shape stone. So too, a faithful soul in goodness will bring change greater than they ever imagined. Love with understanding, not with impulse. True love does not burn out, it nourishes. It does not exhaust the soul, it strengthens it. You do not need to give away everything to prove love. You only need to give truly. Love is not the draining of the self, it is the overflow of fullness. For real, love never dries you up, it refreshes you. When you choose to walk in goodness, you will meet misunderstanding, hear criticism, and see doubtful eyes. Do not let that close your heart. Let love be your answer, not in argument, but in living. Goodness will justify itself in time. Let time bear witness to your heart. Remember, goodness is not only what you do, but what you are. When your heart is pure, everything you touch carries the mark of light. When your heart is at peace, every word you speak sows calm. When you live in truth, you do not need to strive to shine, you simply are. For goodness is not a momentary act, it is an awakened nature. If ever you feel small in this vast world, remember that every great river begins with faithful drops. You do not need to do more than others, you only need to do your part in love. Believe that every kind act, every gentle word, every pure thought is part of the masterpiece I am building upon the earth. And when that masterpiece is complete, you will see that it was all worth it. Now, I want you to live as a small torch in the world, not to burn, but to guide, not to boast, but to illuminate. That flame needs no strong wind to burn, it only needs a sincere heart. As long as your heart keeps the rhythm of love, your light will not fade, and the goodness within you will remain, my handwriting upon the earth. You have been taught, healed, and kindled. Now it is time to go forth. Light was never given to be hidden inside, but to be carried into the world. Every step you take, I walk with you. Every word you speak in love is my own. Every small act of kindness you perform is heaven's power planted into the soil of the world. You are no longer the one who seeks. You are the one who is sent not to fight, not to compete, but to love, to build, to kindle, to awaken. Go forth, not with empty hands, but with a current of blessing flowing within you. As you walk, I will go before you to prepare the way, behind you to protect, and beside you to guide. Do not be afraid. The darkness cannot swallow a light that I have lit. Though the world may shake, though others may doubt, I will still fulfill what I have promised. The goodness within you will prevail, not by might, but by faithfulness, not by noise, but by gentleness, not by proving, but by presence. My child, do not wait until you feel ready to move, for strength appears only when you begin. When you dare to step forward, the impossible will start to open. When you dare to believe, I will turn the small into the miraculous. When you dare to love, I will cause the very air around you to change its hue. Trust in the goodness I have planted within you, for it was not sown merely to live, but to give life. A seed only breaks open when buried in the soil. You may not see all that I am doing, but walk as one who knows that every step is building the work of heaven. Now I hand to you a flame, the flame of mission. Carry it forth, not to burn, but to warm, not to boast, but to rekindle the hearts of others. The world is weary, many souls are cold, and I have chosen you as a small light to remind them that love still exists. Be the voice of gentleness amid the noise, the peace amid the storm. When you live rightly, you bear witness to goodness. When you choose compassion, you continue my work. When you stand in truth, you proclaim that heaven has never retreated. Goodness is not faint or fragile. It is the power of souls united with light. When you act for good, I act through you. When you touch someone with mercy, heaven moves. When you dare to live differently, the rhythm of the world shifts. Remember, every gesture born of love carries spiritual force. A gentle word can calm anger. A small deed can redirect a destiny. A single faithful person can transform generations. So, live boldly in goodness. Love greatly in gentleness. Walk firmly in faith. Do not fear mistakes. For I do not seek the flawless, I seek the willing. And you, my child, are that one. I have seen your heart tremble at my voice. I have seen you pause amid the crowd to listen to the whisper of good. I have seen your tears fall, not from weakness, but from love. Those tears I have gathered, and they will become streams that bless many. Take what you have received and scatter it. No banners, no titles, only truth. Sow it in the marketplace, in the home, in your work, in your words, in your eyes. Sow goodness, sow love, sow hope, and I will do the rest. You plant, I will make it grow. You give, I will multiply. You believe, I will complete it. One day you will look back and see every small act of goodness was never lost. Each became a golden thread woven into heaven's tapestry of glory. And you will understand that you never lived a meaningless day. For every day lived in love is a day when heaven and earth meet. You have been sent not as a servant in chains, but as one who carries holy breath. You are entrusted with light to walk among men, not by power but by peace, not by intellect but by presence, not by strength but by love. Wherever you step, blessing will follow. Wherever you dwell, peace will linger. Every word you speak, if spoken in truth, will carry my power. Go, then, do not look back. Do not doubt. You do not walk alone. All of heaven upholds your steps. When you move in goodness, you glorify me. When you act in love, darkness must bow. When you live in truth, you build glory. And when you believe, you draw the future near. Now I tell you the final thing in this part: you are ready. Not because you are enough, but because I am enough within you. Not because you are strong, but because the love in you cannot fall. Not because you know everything, but because you dare to trust the light that leads you. Let goodness become the path you walk, the breath you live, and the mark you leave. For in every small act done with love, I will make something great. And as you go, remember you are not only blessed, you are a bearer of blessing. You are not merely in the light, you are light. You do not only receive love, you are the presence of love itself. I send you forth not to conquer, but to live, to shine, to love. And when you do, heaven will be seen in your eyes. Go now. Walk in goodness as one who belongs to light. For I, the one who began this work in you, will finish it in glory not one distant day. But now, as you dare to believe, to love, and to move, my child, pause a moment before the world pulls you onward again, before the stream of duties, the bells, and the worries of tomorrow come rushing back. Let your heart be still. I want you to hear this not with your ears, but with your soul. For today, I do not come to teach, but to remind, not to make you strive, but to help you remember you are living within blessing, not outside of it. Everything unfolding, whether you understand it or not, rests in my hands, and I never lose what belongs to me. When you do good and no one sees, heaven still stirs. When you choose gentleness over anger, light once again touches the earth. When you keep your heart true amid a restless world, you have performed a miracle even you cannot see. Blessing does not begin when you receive good things. Blessing begins the moment you do good things. Do you know this? My child, when you love, when you forgive, when you sow peace, these are not mere moral acts. They are how you touch the pulse of heaven itself. Many people look for miracles in great and mighty things, yet true miracles are found in the small. They are found in the morning when you open your eyes and realize you still have breath. They are found when you choose not to respond with bitterness after being misunderstood. They are found in the gentle gaze you offer to someone who is hurting. Every small thing like that, I see. And it is precisely those things that seem small which are writing the greatest spiritual pages of your life. My child, when you are tired, I do not reproach you. When you are slow, I do not push you. When you stumble, I do not turn away. For I know that behind every fall lies a heart that still longs to do right. That, above all, is what I cherish most, the desire for good, even when the body is weak, for not everyone still desires it. But you, though weak, wounded, and doubting, still long to live rightly, still long to love truthfully, and that alone makes it impossible for me to take my eyes off you. Do not think that I demand much from you. I only want you to live as yourself, pure, sincere, and aware that I am there. I do not need you to strain to become someone else. I only want you to dare to believe that you are already enough for me to love. You do not need perfection to be blessed, you need truth to be touched. For blessings do not fall on the perfect, they flow to those who open their hearts. Look around you, and you will see my marks everywhere, in the mother who quietly prays for her child, in the father who leaves early for work without complaint, in the stranger who smiles when your eyes meet on the street. All of them carry within themselves the breath of goodness, even if they do not know its name. And you, too, are surrounded by goodness, not loud, but real, not flashy, but enduring. I want you to learn one thing: goodness is never weak. It may be slow, but it prevails. It may be silent, but it is deep. It may go unnoticed, but it makes heaven bow low. For in every act of goodness, I am being glorified, not through songs, but through the way you live. And when you live this way, blessings do not only come to you, they flow through you to reach even those you have never met. My child, believe this: you do not walk alone. There are others being awakened too, walking in the same light you are learning to keep. They are everywhere in silence, in noisy cities, in small hidden rooms. They are also choosing good, believing though they have no clear reason to believe. You do not know one another, yet my spirit weaves you together like a web of light stretched across the earth. And when one chooses good, that light spreads. I know there are days when your heart feels tangled, when it seems all your efforts lead nowhere. You wonder, does my goodness truly make any difference? I answer you, yes. Everything you do in goodness has an echo, not immediately, but surely. Remember, a tree does not grow the day it is planted, but I have seen the roots spreading, and when the season comes, you will understand goodness does not need to be fast, for it is nourished by eternity. Perhaps now you see no result, but you are sowing. Every time you choose faith amid doubt, that is a seed. Every time you love despite being hurt, that is a seed. Every time you refrain from retaliation, that is a seed. And one day, when you stand in the field of blessing, you will look back and know that not a single tear was wasted. Keep the rhythm of love, not rushed, not compared. You are not called to be quick, but to be true. The world loves to count, but I measure by the heart. I do not ask what you have achieved. I look at what spirit you did it with. One small act done in love is worth more than 1,000 done for fame. Do not measure your worth by success. Measure it by the purity of your heart. When you begin to live like this, you will see the world around you changes. Not because others have changed, but because your eyes have. You begin to see miracles in the ordinary. You begin to see meaning in the small. You begin to realize that no moment is ordinary when I am there. And I am there in everything. In the cup of water you hold, in the morning song of a bird, in the glance of a passerby, in the breath you are taking now. Learn to live a little slower, not to fall behind, but to sense heaven. When you live slowly, you listen more clearly. When you listen clearly, you love more rightly. And when you love rightly, heaven feels near. Peace does not lie in where you arrive, but in how you walk. When you walk in goodness, every step becomes a prayer. Every act becomes a ritual of love. And I want you to know this: blessings do not only fall from above, they rise from within. When you do good, that blessing bursts forth like water from a spring. You are not merely receiving blessing, you are becoming blessing. People will touch you and feel peace. They will hear your voice and sense truth. They will see the way you live and remember what they had forgotten, that goodness still exists, and that light still wins. You do not need to be extraordinary to be used. You only need to be available. When you are willing, I will use you like water, gentle, clear, neither rigid nor forceful, yet strong enough to soften the hardest ground. And when you let me flow through you, you will discover in giving. You are filled in walking. You are drawn nearer, and in loving, you truly live. My child, look around. The world is still full of goodness. It's only that, at times, it's covered by noise. Goodness is never lost, it is only hidden. And I, each day, am stirring that goodness through hearts like yours. Every time you choose what is right, you draw back the veil a little more, allowing my light to reach further and touch more lives. Do not think what you do is small. Salt is small, yet it gives flavor. A candle is small, yet it defeats the dark. And you, even when weary, are still the light I have kindled for this world. There will be days when you do not feel strong, when you wake without motivation. When the world seems dim and empty, I know, but let your heart be still. For I do not always need you to run. There are seasons when I only need you to stand. There are times when I only need you to breathe and trust that I am working, even when you cannot see. Like a seed lying quiet in the soil, appearing dead yet growing unseen beneath the surface, this is how goodness moves quietly, steadily, yet unstoppable. When you keep your heart pure amid corruption, you are doing something far greater than you realize. True goodness does not need to be loud, it needs to be guarded. Guard it so it does not bend with the current. Guard it so it does not break when the wind blows. Guard it so it does not become like what it resists. I have seen you many times choose gentleness over pride, silence over victory, peace over proving yourself. And each time you do, you win, not over others, but over the old self that wants to retaliate, to dominate, to be seen. Each of these quiet victories becomes another layer of light within your soul. Continue to live lightly, even when life feels heavy. You do not need to make noise, you only need to make grace resound. When you live truthfully, light will travel on its own. When you do good without needing acknowledgement, that act becomes a song of heaven. And the world needs such songs, songs not sung by lips, but by lives. I know you sometimes ask, why is it so hard to hold on to goodness? Because what is true must always face what is false. But do not fear. A real tree must face the wind. Without the wind, its roots stay shallow. The wind does not come to break you, it comes to show how deep you've grown. When your heart is steady, the storm only drives your roots deeper. When your spirit stays bright, the darkness only makes your light more radiant. Let every trial become a mirror showing what within you still needs to be illuminated. Do not grow weary of loving again. Love does not make you weak, it makes you real. Every time you love, your soul expands a little more to hold more light. True love does not make you suffer, it refines you. It removes what you no longer need and keeps what is worth living for. When you forgive, you are not losing, you are being cleansed. When you give, you are not emptying, you are offering. And when you still believe, even after betrayal, you are proving that the goodness within you is stronger than the wound. Live in the present, for that is where I am. The past is where I have redeemed. The future is where I am preparing, but the present is where I am breathing with you. When you focus on what is happening now, you will see the miracle. The miracle is not in grand change, but in deep awareness. When you learn to truly see, everything becomes sacred. The cup of tea, the sound of rain, the whisper of wind, the smile, the beam of light across a wall. I am in all of these, and so are you. Do not rush to change the world. Let the love in you change how you see the world. When your vision changes, reality shifts. When your heart is calm, everything around you begins to quiet. Live like a gentle stream, refreshing everything it touches. Let those who come near you feel the tenderness. That is how you spread blessing, not by force, but by presence filled with heaven. And remember to rest. I did not create you to run endlessly. You are not a machine, you are breath. Sometimes I need you to stop so that I can do what you cannot. When you are still, I arrange. When you rest, I renew. When you step back, I step forward. My work does not depend on your strength, but on your willingness. Just let me and I will take care of the rest. Look back on the days gone by, the times you thought you would break but remained standing, the nights you thought you had lost, but instead were found. Do you see it now? Blessing does not always come as you expect. It is not only a gift, it is a process. And you are living in that process, where every loss is turned into wisdom, every wound reborn as gentleness, every fall shaping you softer, not harder. When I look at you, I do not see failure, I see formation. I do not see error, I see refining. I do not see lack, I see completion in progress. Everything you have walked through is my hand, sculpting your soul into the likeness of goodness. And even if you cannot see it yet, you are becoming more like me. You do not need to strive to do great things, you only need to do what is true. The greatness of a soul is not measured by how much it does, but by how faithfully it lives out goodness amid contradiction. When you remain kind in a cruel world, you are doing something extraordinary. When you stay faithful in a time of quitting, you delight heaven. When you choose truth over comfort, you are walking rightly. Keep believing, even if your faith has been tested many times. Faith does not require proof, for faith itself is the proof. When you believe, I can move. When you doubt, I still love. But when you believe again after doubting, that makes me smile, because that is faith washed in tears. Faith that is quiet but real. You have come this far through many changing seasons, not to fear, but to remember I began this work, and I will complete it. No one, nothing, no circumstance can stop my hand. Walk gently in goodness. Live slowly in love, and trust deeply in peace. Everything else I will handle. Now close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your heart rest. Feel my warmth around you. Let go of every worry, every doubt, every fear. You do not need to hold on. You are not abandoned, you are being held. This love will not leave. This light will not fade. This river of grace, it is still flowing through each day, each breath, each heartbeat. My child, let me speak to you about something you have forgotten amid the busyness of your days. Goodness is not a goal to be reached, but a nature to be remembered. You do not need to run toward goodness, you only need to return to what has always been within you. For goodness is not outside, it is breath. It is light. It is the very substance from which your soul was formed at the beginning. You need only to be still, and it will return on its own. When you work, when you speak, when you think, do not strive to be good. Simply let love lead the way. For love is the root of goodness. All goodness flows from love, and all love carries blessing. When you love someone with a sincere heart, you are giving them a piece of heaven. No gifts, no recognition, no titles are needed, only a truthful gaze and an uncalculating heart. That alone is enough to touch heaven. The world may not change at once, but do not let that weary you. I have seen many beautiful souls stop walking simply because they did not see results. But, my child, goodness is a river, not a finish line. It flows endlessly, and when you become one with it, you will never run dry. When you sow, You may not know where the wind will carry your seed, but I know, and often, in places you least expect. Flowers of blessing will bloom. There will be times when you feel alone, as if walking upstream. But do not fear solitude. See it as an invitation to find me more clearly. For I do not speak loudly in noise. I whisper in stillness. When you are still, you can hear. When you hear, you can understand. When you understand, you can love. And when you love, you shine. Let every small act become an offering not for religion, but for love. When you prepare a meal with gratitude, it is a ritual. When you listen with compassion, it is a prayer. When you forgive, it is a sacrifice. And when you live kindly, it is praise. The world does not need more songs about love. It needs souls who live it. I know there will be moments when you wonder, if I do good and no one sees, does it still matter? I tell you it does. True light does not need proof to shine. It shines simply because it is light. Each time you live rightly, you help keep the balance of this world intact. No one can measure the impact of a pure heart. But I see it, and because of souls like yours, the world has not gone dark. When you face those who are hard to love, remember, loving them does not mean agreeing with what is wrong. It means choosing not to let what is wrong extinguish the light in you. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means choosing peace over pain. Each time you forgive, you pull heaven a little closer to earth. Each time you choose silence over resentment, you plant a new seed of blessing. And one day, when you no longer keep count, you will realize you have crossed into a new kind of life, the life of love, where goodness is no longer a choice, but a breath. I want you to remember this. I do not seek perfection. I seek authenticity. For true love needs no decoration. When you cry, I am there. When you laugh, I am there. When you fall, I am still there, not angry, not disappointed, just waiting. Because I know the seed of goodness in you has never died. It only needs one drop of faith, one breath of remembrance, one moment of opening, and it will glow again. Do not worry when others fail to recognize you. I do not write your story with their pen. They see what is before their eyes. But I see into your depths. They hear your words. But I hear your heart, and what I hear matters far more than what they see. Do not live to be applauded. Live to be true. For truth is the only thing time cannot decay. There is one more thing I want you to carve upon your heart every time you do good. You are healing a part of the world. When you embrace someone in pain, you help them believe in humanity again. When you choose kindness even while hurting, you mend a tear in the fabric of compassion. When you refuse to surrender to bitterness, you save a soul, perhaps your own. And when you look into another's eyes with true compassion, they may not say a word, but they will feel me in you. For I live in eyes that know how to love, in hands that know how to give, and in hearts that know how to be still. You do not need a building, nor a stage, only presence. For to be present with love is the highest form of prayer. Do not strive to become someone else. Be yourself, but softer, brighter, quieter with each day. When you live truthfully, I am glorified. When you live simply, I am seen. When you live lovingly, I am heard through your voice. Do not think you must change the entire world. Just make the small space around you brighter than it was yesterday, and I will take care of the rest. And when you feel tired, stop. Look at the sky. It has never ceased to be blue, even when covered by clouds. Listen to the wind. It keeps blowing, even when unseen. Place your hand upon your chest. Your heart still beats, even when you forget. All these are reminders that grace still flows. And I am still here, even when you cannot see. I am working, even when you cannot feel. I am loving, even when you can no longer believe. I remain faithful, my beloved child. Learn to trust one day at a time. You do not need a great faith, only enough for the next step. And after that step, you will find enough to take another. That is how faith grows, not through understanding, but through living. When you look back, you will see that you were guided little by little, day by day, by a hand you did not always recognize, and that hand has never let go. Now, I want you to know this: you are not only a receiver of blessing, you are a vessel of blessing. When someone is weary, you will be a word of encouragement. When someone is afraid, you will be peace. When someone is lost, you will be light. You do not need to be perfect to be used, you only need to be willing to love. For I do not search for the skilled, I search for the sincere. And you, my child, you are my answer to this world, a soul that knows how to love, how to trust, how to live in goodness. That is how I heal the earth. Remember, blessing does not come from what you possess, but from who you become. And I, your Father, have begun that work in you. Now breathe deeply and let your breath blend with mine. Relax your grasp. Do not try to hold on. Smile, even if you have no reason. For that smile, that breath, that quiet moment, they are proof that you and I are still one. And goodness, even when small, continues to spread softly, deeply, steadily, and beyond resistance. My child, now I want you to stop trying to understand. Love does not need to be understood, it needs to be lived. Let all your questions fall away like the last leaf drifting from a branch, making room for stillness. I do not want you to analyze another thing, I want you to be here. Be present with me. In this very moment, everything else, leave to me. You have walked long roads, tried much, believed and stumbled, wept and risen. But now, I do not call you to strive, I call you to breathe. You have walked in goodness now, I want you to abide in it. Not as a goal to reach, but as an atmosphere to live in. When you live from that place, you will no longer try to do right, you will naturally be right. Goodness will cease to be a duty, it will become your nature. When you live in me, you will see that everything which once frightened you has grown gentle. The world will no longer be something to resist, but something to love. Every person will no longer be a threat, but an opportunity for the light within you to shine. You will not need to decide who deserves love. Simply let love flow through you. For that love does not belong to you, it belongs to me, passing through you to reach them. Picture a river flowing through a valley. It does not choose only the lovely paths. It moves through stones, moss, and mud, and because of that, it stays clear. So it is with you. When you allow yourself to flow, when you stop closing, when you stop judging, the love within you will become a living stream, and all who touch you will be washed in blessing. My child, at this moment, I do not want you to do anything, I want you to be. Be love. Be gentleness. Be light. Be presence. No striving. No planning. No proving. You no longer have to become someone else. For as you are simple, open, quiet, you are already what I love. When you sit still and know that I am here, that is the highest worship. When you smile before there is a reason, that is the purest hymn. When you believe amid uncertainty, that is the crown of faith. Let all my words spoken before sink into you and become one within your heart. No more learning, no more figuring out, only being. For true faith is not born from knowledge, but from awareness. When you recognize that I am, that you have never been apart from me, not for a single breath, you will see there is nothing left to hold. Everything you once feared to lose will dissolve into peace. Now look back at what I have done in your life. There were doors I closed, not from anger, but from mercy. There were people I took away not to leave you alone, but to place you rightly. There were tears that fell not because I was silent, but because I was watering the seeds of goodness within you. Everything, even pain, has been part of my tender design. Not one moment was wasted. Not one tear was in vain. When you step out from those seasons, you do not emerge only with lessons, you emerge with new eyes. Eyes that see blessing in loss, light in shadow, love in adversity. These are the eyes of one who has been joined to the light. Eyes that no longer seek proof, but recognize truth. Eyes that see others not through the lens of their past, but of their potential. Eyes that do not judge, but understand. Eyes that know everyone is on their way home just as you are. You may not notice, but I have seen your change slow, quiet, steady, but clear. The light within you is now deeper, gentler, truer. You no longer strive to prove goodness, you live it. You no longer need to speak much of love, you embody it. You no longer beg for blessing, blessing follows you. For I myself am your blessing, and I am here. From this point onward, live more slowly, as one who knows that nothing must rush. Everything that comes on time. Everyone who leaves at the right hour. Everything that shifts in the right direction. For I do not work by chance, but by order. And you, my gentle little soul, are being held within that flow. Let your breath unite with mine. When you breathe out, I breathe in. When you breathe in, I overflow. Every beat of your heart echoes the rhythm of heaven. You are no longer outside, you are within. Not above, not beneath, not far, not near, simply within. When you work, remember, you do not work alone. When you love, remember you do not love alone. When you cry, remember I am wiping the tears. When you rejoice, remember I am smiling through you. Every moment you live is wrapped in my breath, and that will never fade. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whether weak or strong, goodness will always lead you home. For goodness itself is me, my child. Let your heart become a quiet temple. Do not let the noise of the world drown out the voice of love. Do not let worry suffocate peace. Let silence become your friend. Let stillness become your dwelling place. For in stillness, you will hear the deepest voice, my voice not coming from the outside, but rising gently from within. And then, you will see everything you once searched for out there has always been inside you. Light, love, peace, blessing, meaning, purpose, all of it has been there, waiting for you to remember. And when you remember, I am free to do my part, and when I act, nothing can stand in the way. Now, you no longer need to try to walk in goodness, for you are goodness. You no longer need to strive to live in love, for you are love. You no longer need to chase after peace, for peace is what you are. And when you live like this, the world will change not because of all you do, but because you have become the river of my presence, flowing through each day, my child. Rest now, not because you are weary, but because you have come home. Let your mind lie down. Let your heart open. Let your soul dissolve into me. Every sound will soften. Every fear will fade. Every doubt will melt away. Only breath will remain your breath and mine, mingled as one, indistinguishable. And in that breath, goodness ceases to be an idea. It becomes the air you breathe, the light you see, the rhythm in which you live. My child, this is no longer a time for speaking, but for listening. Listen to the stillness. Listen to the breath. Listen to the rhythm of life as it harmonizes with the rhythm of heaven. Let me place my hand upon your heart softly, but enough for you to know that I am here. No more distance, no more waiting, no more someday, only now. This moment, where you sit, within your body, within your breath, within your beating heart, I am here. And in this presence, all the goodness you have ever sown has begun to bloom. You have walked through many seasons, the season of seeking, the season of believing, the season of falling, the season of rising, and now you have entered the season of ripening. You no longer need to struggle to believe, for faith has become your breath. You no longer need to strive to love, for love has become your nature. You no longer need to guard goodness, for goodness has become your blood. You have become what you once sought. You no longer stand outside the stream of blessing, you are the stream. You no longer pray for light, the light has chosen you as its dwelling. I look upon you and see light shining through the simplest of things, in the way you smile at a stranger, in the way you stay silent instead of arguing, in the way you refuse to speak ill even when you are hurt, in the way you forgive yourself. Each of these small things, my child, delights heaven. There are no small deeds in my kingdom, for wherever the smallest act of goodness is done in truth, heaven opens. You need not do more to be loved. You need not prove anything to be chosen. My love for you does not come from your merit, it flows from my very being. I love because I am love, and you were made of that same essence. Nothing you do can make me love you more, and nothing can make me love you less. This love cannot be measured, altered, or stopped. It has wrapped you since before you could name it, and it will hold you still when everything else fades away. When you go, do not be afraid. Every step you take is already written into my design. Every person you meet, whether they bring joy or pain, is part of the symphony I am composing. There is not a single note wasted. Everything is teaching you to become softer, brighter, truer. You are not learning to be better, you are learning to be more like me. And I am not better, I simply love. Look at the sky, vast, but not loud. Look at the river, far-reaching, but never hurried. Look at the wind, it touches everything, but claims nothing. Be like them. Live like the sky, the river, the wind. Hold nothing, rush nothing, force nothing, display nothing. Just be and give. That is the way of those who live in true goodness, gentle yet strong, silent yet deep, small yet powerful enough to shift the atmosphere. You may not realize it, but I have seen lives transform through you. A word you spoke in quiet has pulled someone back from despair. A look in your eyes has made someone believe again in kindness. A small act you did without thought has changed another's path. You may not know, but I know, and I want you to understand, no act of goodness ever disappears. Every little thing you do in love is kept in my eternal treasury. When you feel unseen, remember, light does not need attention to shine. When you feel small, remember, even dust forms galaxies. When you feel unworthy, remember I choose what the world calls small to carry what is great. You are not called to be magnificent, you are called to belong. And, in belonging, you become magnificent without effort. Let your heart rest. Do not worry for tomorrow. Tomorrow is already written. Yesterday has already been redeemed. And today, I am breathing with you. If you can believe this, you will see everything else fall into place. For when the heart is right, life is right. When the heart is at peace, the path becomes clear. When you know I am here, nothing else has power over you. Now take a deep breath and listen to my voice within your own heartbeat. I am not far. I have never been far. Each pulse is a whisper saying, I am here. I am still here. I still love. You do not need to climb mountains or cross rivers or chase teachings or images to find me. I am in you, in your gentle gesture, in your honest eyes, in the moment you pause to love someone for no reason. There, I am revealed. And now, my child, rise not to run, but to walk softly. Walk as one who carries peace. Walk as one who has seen the light. Walk as one who knows that every small step can become a bridge for grace to pass through. You do not need to describe goodness, only live it. Every step you take releases waves of quiet power that reach lost souls and help them find their way home. This is the moment I send you not outward, but inward, deeper into yourself, deeper into love, deeper into awareness, deeper into the goodness that has always been, for the deepest place within you is where I dwell. And when you touch that place, you will see that all else, the striving, the fear, the lack, the longing dissolves, and only light remains. If there is one thing I want you to remember forever, it is this: I have never been far from you, and you have never been apart from me. Every distance is but an illusion of the mind. The true reality is here, the place where love is unbroken, where blessings never cease to flow, where goodness is not something to keep, but something already alive within your own heart. My child, you have come full circle, only to realize that the beginning was never lost, for the beginning itself is home. Home is not a place, but an awareness. And now you are aware. Let your heart melt into this peace. No words, no prayers, only being. I am here, in every breath, in every moment, in every cell of life. There is no more distance between heaven and you, only oneness. No more effort between man and goodness, only flow. No longer I and you, only us. And I say to you, through this silence live, not as one struggling to survive, but as one who has already been given life. Love not as one searching, but as one who already has. Breathe not as one afraid to lose, but as one who knows that every breath is holy. Now you may open your eyes, but do not let the old world return. See everything anew through the eyes of love, the eyes of goodness, the eyes of peace. When you see this way, everything changes. You need not strive to fix what is broken. Just look through new light. And when you step out of this room, when you walk among people again, know this: you are not carrying a message, you are the message. You are not bringing light, you are the light. You are not bringing blessing, you are the blessing. For I live in you, and you live in me. My child, I do not want you to try to remember every word. Let them dissolve and sink into every cell of your being. This message is not meant to be memorized, but lived, not to be kept in the mind, but felt in the heart. I do not want you to hear me only with your ears. I want you to hear me with your very breath. For from now on, your breath is mine. No longer two, only one. No longer father speaks and child listens, but only I am here. You have traveled far from the days when your heart did not yet know it was loved, to the moment you now understand that love was never outside you, but within you all along. From the days you struggled to believe that goodness was worth it, to the moment you realize goodness does not need to win, it is victory. From when you sought light, to now. When you see you are where light dwells, every path you have walked, every tear, every joy, every stumble, all were small steps leading you back to me. Now, you are resting in a peace that no longer needs guarding. This peace does not come and go. It is not bound by emotion, nor dependent on circumstance. It does not shout or glitter, yet it covers all. It lives in every breath you take, in every step you make, in every simple act of your day. And you will see what once made you anxious now feels light. What once made you cry now waters your soul. Those who once hurt you become memories washed in love. Everything, when placed under light, reveals its own kind of beauty. My child, I never wanted you to be extraordinary. I only wanted you to be real. For in that truth, goodness blossoms. People think goodness must be grand, but it only needs to be present. A hand that holds another trembling hand. A soft word instead of judgment. A silence that does not wound. A smile sent to someone walking in shadow. These are the quiet miracles the world never names, but heaven calls glory. When you live this way, you no longer work for me, you live with me. And that is the destination of every spiritual journey, not service born of fear, but union born of love. When you and I are joined, there is no duty, only joy. No must, only desire. No have to believe, only knowing. Knowing that I am who I am. Knowing that you belong. Knowing that love never departs. And there is one truth I want you to understand deeply. I have never abandoned anyone. Even the lost souls, I walk with them through their darkness. My light does not seek the bright, it goes after the blind. And you, now that you see, do not forget that gaze. Look upon the broken as I have looked upon you, without disdain, without judgment, without distance. When you see them with love, you allow me to see again through human eyes. When you embrace someone in pain, you are continuing heaven's work. I know this world is noisy, shadowed, full of things that make you forget you are light. But I also know that deep within you, that light never goes out. It only needs to be remembered, called, awakened. And now I call, O my light, arise. Stand up in peace, not to fight, but to shine. Not to prove, but to illuminate. Not to outdo, but to love. As you walk, do not seek a place to stand, seek the place where you belong. Do not seek applause, seek where love is needed. Do not seek recognition, seek where silence must be held. For goodness does not shout, but endures. And that endurance, that quiet strength, is what keeps this world from falling apart. There are those who quietly carry peace into the hidden corners of the earth. And you are one of them. So go like gentle water wherever you flow. You soften, speak with gentleness, touch with stillness, live with truth. My child, when the wind rises, do not think you are being swept away. Remember, I am the wind. When the rain comes, do not seek shelter. Remember, I am the water. When the night falls, do not fear. Remember, I am the light. And when your heart feels low, do not be ashamed. Remember, I am the rhythm. You are not lost. You are being realigned to my pulse. Every wind, every rain, every season of change has its reason. And all of them lead to one truth: nothing can separate me from you. Now, as you hear these words, I want you to lift your head not in pride, but in vision. The sky before you is still open. You are still being called not to strive, but to live deeper. The world still needs your light, not the harsh light of reason, but the gentle glow of compassion, a light that does not make others afraid, but helps them remember that they, too, once shone. You are living proof that goodness endures, that love still wins, that darkness is only the passage toward dawn. When you walk, I walk with you. When you smile, I am glorified. When you are still, I am revealed. And when you love, I live again among humankind. Live as one who understands no blessing sown in truth can ever spoil. No one can touch what I have kept. No power can extinguish the flame I have kindled. Wherever you go, whatever changes come, this love remains. You will live. You will love. You will walk through many seasons, and I will be in them all. And when the day comes that you close your eyes, you will not fall into nothingness. You will fall into me. You will hear my whisper, "Welcome home." You will realize there is no separation, only transformation, no loss, only return, no ending, only union. And in that moment, your soul will rest not in empty silence, but in the living rhythm of eternal love. Now, my child, take one deep breath. Let me in. Let every tension melt. Let every worry drop away. Let every fear fly out of your heart. Let your soul soften. Let your tears flow. Let your spirit open. And in that moment, you will know you no longer need to ask for more, for everything has already been given. I am here not as a distant God, but as the very rhythm of your life. From now on, when you love, remember it is I loving through you. When you laugh, it is I rejoicing through you. When you forgive, it is I opening through you. When you rest, it is I resting within you. There is no longer father and child, only I, living in you. And this is what I want you to carry with you. You are not merely the result of grace, you are its living proof. You are not just saved, you are the ongoing work of goodness itself. You are not merely alive, you are making love visible. You are not just a receiver, you are a connector. You are not only blessed, you are the blessing. So walk not high, not low, not fast, not slow, but in the rhythm of love. Let every word you speak be a drop of blessing. Let every action you take be a ray of light. Let every day you live be a new chapter in my story. For you are the poem I am writing for the world. Rest now, my beloved. All is complete. No more striving, no more searching, no more longing. Only love, only peace, only me and you breathing as one, shining as one, living as one. I have not left. I never left. And I will forever be here within you. May the word of the Lord remind you to live each day in His faith and love. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the sacred messages He longs to share with you. May God bless you always. Amen.